It's time for the Dane Buy Local radio show, Let's Get Local. Each week, we are your connection to local as we talk with leaders of area businesses, nonprofits, and government. There are so many amazing people and organizations in our community, so let's get into it. Let's get local.
And a good final January Saturday morning to you as we bring into Let's Get Local. I'm Jason Haifman, your host, a board member with Dane Buy Local. I also work for a local nonprofit called Project Home in the area. And I want to put a plug in for my own business I just started, Jimmy. I don't know if you knew about this, but just launched recently here at Your Core Communications, where I'm excited to help out small businesses with their communication and using some online tools to help get the word out about their business. Nice. And nonprofits too. So
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Launch it in. It's a side project to start, but we'll see where it goes, right? You never know.
Those side projects can get out of hand pretty quick.
That's the hope anyway, right? You're never sure how it'll go. We got a great list of people to talk to today from area businesses. Of course, Colin Murray is going to join us and give us a scoop on some new exciting developments with DBL. Some fun things toward the end of the hour, as well as we'll get into some gaming talk with Patrick over at Pegasus Games, and Aaron from Madison Top will be in there too somewhere. So it's a packed show today. We're excited to talk to you again and tell you all about our local businesses and organizations. Again, I thank you so much to Devil Radio for the opportunity to be here to put on this program. We thank our sponsors, Supac of Evolution Financial, of course, one of our great friends and sponsors, and then Madison Water Utility, the other big sponsor for the show so far. If you're interested in sponsoring this program, reach out to Devil Radio 927, and you can find out how to connect with Let's Get Local, our program, and we'll talk to you too. We'll get you on here. So first off, we are going to talk about something very timely, but also something really important in our community, a great service, which really deals with our skin. Especially this time of year, our skin can be troublesome for a lot of folks as the winter sets in and we really dig into it. And so Marie is with us today of Derma 180 Skin Renewal Center, and I'm really excited to talk to her. So Marie, thanks so much for telling us all today about skincare and your great business here in Madison.
Good morning, Jason. Thank you so much for having me on. Yes, winter skincare, especially with the masks that we're all wearing right now, can be really frustrating. So one of the most important things with winter skincare is exfoliation and hydration. And what do I mean by exfoliation? Things like scrubs or masks are very important, but you don't want to overdo it. A lot of times people will start having dry skin in the winter, and then they'll think they just need to exfoliate to get rid of the dry skin, when it's really a very delicate combination. You need to hydrate and then exfoliate. Something also that's very important is using a thicker, heavier moisturizer at night, because we usually go anywhere from 6 to 8 hours without any fluid intake. And so that can lead to our skin drying out too. So the best skincare routine for the winter is to exfoliate, hydrate, and use sunscreen. A lot of times in the winter, people don't think sunscreen is important, but anytime the sun is out, sunscreen is very important. And there's many different forms of sunscreen. There's creams, chemical, and powder sunscreens. One of the sunscreens that we carry at Derma 180 is called Sunbrella, and it's a powdered sunscreen, and it comes in a lot of different shades from light to dark. But why that powder sunscreen is a good product in the winter is because it does not make your skin shiny, and it does not make you smell like Miss Tropicana. So you won't have any Hawaiian Tropic smell, which is nothing bad with that. But for everyday use, the powder is really nice and light. You can't tell you have it on, and no one else will really tell that you're wearing it, but you'll have protection.
Marie, that's so interesting that you talk about the hydration element, because it is something that we just kind of don't think about in the winter as much. You know, if people aren't being as active, there's not the heat, you know, those things that are where your body's kind of naturally calling for water. Sometimes people don't think about hydrating throughout the day. And that's a key element. Like you said, our bodies, it's kind of, you know, water is such an important part to the human system. Without enough of that, it can dry out your skin from within.
Exactly. So it's really important to have that good balance of where you're drinking plenty of water so that your skin gets the hydration from within, as you mentioned, but also then you want to add it topically. And there's a couple different things when you add it topically. Is adding a product that actually hydrates your skin, and then another product over that that actually creates like a barrier over your skin, so that the hydration that you put in is locked in, and then it also protects you from things like wind, especially the winter, when the wind chill is low. Using a thicker and heavier moisturizer is really important, because then you have a shield to help protect from the wind. And then the dry heat. We get in our car, we crank the heat, we go into a building, the heat is cranked. So that dry heat also contributes to dry skin in the winter. And when your skin is dry, you can, fine lines and wrinkles are more noticeable, and dry skin actually causes breakouts. Our skin needs to be hydrated to work efficiently. And when it doesn't, one of the things that can present itself is breakouts.
I just wanted to say you're clearly very passionate about this, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with. But how did you get into skincare? What made you go into this field and create your own business?
I went in and had a facial one time. I thought, oh my God, how amazing to do this every day. For your job, to come to work in such a happy environment, to where you're helping people learn about their skin and feel more confident about their looks. And I struggled with oily skin all the time, and I was getting very frustrated that I couldn't find a solution. So I started researching schools and talking to places. What would I have to have under my belt to come work for them? And that just opened up the door for so many things in this field. So that's kind of how I got started. My frustration with my own skin and wanting to find solutions in the ingredients that I put on my skin. And which is one of the reasons why I came out with my own skincare line. It's because I wanted to know the percentages in the ingredients to make sure that what I was putting in my skin was actually going to get results, not just make my skin feel good, because there's two different things going on there when you use product, to make sure that it feels good and it's doing its job. So that's kind of how I got started.
That's good. I love hearing those stories about the passion behind it and why people kind of found their way into, doing something, especially when you're going to make, your own business. That's a whole nother step than jumping on with somebody else. So there's got to be, a lot of thought and passion behind that. We're talking with Marie from Derma 180 Skin Renewal Center on Gammon Place. And you can find out more about her at derma-180.com. Marie, I know there's a number of different services and treatments that you provide your customers, but tell us a little bit more about the advanced anti-aging treatment, because I know that's another thing a lot of people are interested in.
Yes, the nice thing about the advanced anti-aging treatment is it not only addresses exfoliation, fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, it also addresses calming down and relaxing, which is just as beneficial as all the other steps in a facial. So when you have this treatment, it is specifically customized for your your biggest concern, which for some people that's fine lines and wrinkles, other people it's pigmentation, but all of it encompasses anti-aging. So one of the things I like to explain to people when they come in for treatments, that it's really important to not think you only have to come in once every couple of years. It's very important to be consistent. So they should keep in mind that the minimum amount of time, or the minimum times a year that they should have a treatment, should be 2. Think of it like the dentist. You go in for cleaning at the dentist and a professional looking at your skin to keep an eye on what's happening with your skin. And well, that's with the teeth, but dentists, they look at your teeth. I look at your skin so that you can stay ahead of things, because preventative is far more effective than corrective.
Hey, Marie, you're stimulating some interest here, and we have a caller on the line. Would you be okay if we brought them on for a question?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All right. Jimmy.
Eastside Dave is with us.
Hello.
Hey, Eastside Dave, go ahead. You're on Let's Get Local this morning. Thanks for calling in.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
got-
hello. Hello, Eastside Dave.
Oh, hi. Well, I really appreciate your show and your subject because, and the first thing I'd like to quickly say is I wish more people could get smart about just buying humidifiers for their apartments or their homes. And let's just say if you had a 2-bedroom apartment, what I would do, because it gets so dry up here, we're putting a lot of heat on and, there's not much humidity in your place. There's a few tricks you could offset that with, but humidifiers are good. And with a 2-bedroom apartment, you could get maybe a small one for your bedroom, a larger one for your living room. And it's just that you got to maintain them. And, but the other thing I wanted to touch on is I wound up coming down with eczema. I think they used to call it eczema. But anyway, it's the strangest thing. And it spread from my hands throughout my whole body. And I'm a clean person. So very frustrated. And the other thing is I was spared that from, the butt and the front of that. But it's been a real hassle and a lot of itchiness, and it's like mosquito bites. When you go to itch that, it just makes it worse. So I've got skin creams to use, technically 3 kind right now. What I don't like is having to goop up my body and my hands, and then you have to wash your hands more, which I already washed them a lot before this thing came out. And
So Eastside Dave,
So,
I want to just have Marie address a couple of these things with some expertise. We have about 2 minutes. So we understand you got those struggles there. Marie, what kind of advice could you give for things like those type of skin conditions?
Well, sometimes eczema is caused from allergies, such as corn, if you eat a lot of products that have corn, but eczema can sometimes be a symptom of asthma as well. Sometimes people that have asthma, it presents itself through the skin like that. So that's something I would definitely talk to your primary care physician about. Just mention that. Take a look at your diet and see if there's something that you notice that you're eating quite often, and then look at the ingredients in that food item, and see if perhaps you might have an allergy to something in that food. So if there's something that you eat for breakfast every day or lunch every day, check out the ingredients on those products, on those food items.
Thanks. I mean, it's so interesting to think about how all of those things that we put in our bodies can also affect the skin. So sometimes, it's an external force. Sometimes it's internal forces.
Mm-hmm.
Any evidence that hydration or proper hydration can help with those type of things too?
To some degree, yes. Hydration is very important, but other ingredients in food can also cause breakouts and skin irritation. Like I mentioned, corn. A lot of times soy, a lot of people will have breakouts and they won't understand why. And then I'll have them look at if they're getting a lot of soy protein. Sometimes peanuts can cause breakouts on the skin. I recommend eating almonds for a snack other than peanuts, because sometimes people go to nuts for quick protein on a busy day. So it's very important to know what types of foods can cause skin irritation. And it's going to be different for everyone.
Thanks so much, Marie. You're so helpful. Thanks for coming on and talking to us about our skin today during these times. That's Marie Ricard from derma180.com. You can find out more there. Take care. Thanks for your time, Marie.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks.
It's time. Stream the Devils and Progressive News and Talk 24/7 at the Devil's Advocates Radio Network, Wisconsin. That's DARNWI.com. That's DARNWI.com.
Hey, it's Pizza Box Mike. I've got a show outside the Pizza Box. Be sure to listen on Saturdays at noon on Devil Radio. There is a reason why they won't let me on Facebook anymore.
Hey, Colin, we went a little longer there with the callers, so we're going to have about 5 minutes or so in this segment. So we're just going to jump right in and get to the good news. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Heber, I hear you have solar panels on your office building. Since when are real estate agents tree huggers?
Crew, you should know that at Solidarity Realty, we provide outstanding real estate service while adhering to our core progressive values. Environmental sustainability is a big part of that.
So you really walk your talk, huh?
Yep, I even walk to work.
Come on, always?
Well, sometimes I bike. And if I have an appointment across town, I use my Prius.
Darcy Haber, an honest broker. Check out solidarityrealty.com or call her at 358-6180.
Madison, tune in every weekday from 11 to 2 on Devil Radio, 92.7 FM and WTTN 1580 AM for the Thom Hartmann Program. Join the show's conversation because our democracy is not a spectator sport. Listen live right here on Devil Radio.
The Devil's Advocates.
I just wanted to thank Crudy for going up to the Capitol and decorating the tree. I think it was some of your finest jackassery.
Eddie, that's a real compliment because there's quite a history of jackassery with this man.
I'm in the legal books of the state of Wisconsin. My jackassery has been enshrined for posterity. I have set precedent with my jackassery.
I think you should take it to court, though, and you should tell the judge it's a matter of law and orderment.
Political commentary from the back of the class.
From Wisconsin Dells to Dousman, WTTN 1580 AM is essential radio to get you through the pandemic.
Back here on Let's Get Local. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Last Saturday of the month of January 2021. Well, we have Dane Buy Local updates now. We went a little longer with our caller here getting in there, but it was great to talk to Marie Ricard of Derma 180 Skin Renewal Center over on Gammon Place and get some good expertise, especially this time of year with our skincare. But now Colin is here, and he's got some exciting news. A lot of great things happened this last week, Colin, with Dane Buy Local. Some big announcements earlier in the week, so let's put him out here too.
Yeah, it was a busy week for us, that's for sure. We had a lot to do. So, the big news was during the Packer game last Sunday, I started receiving some emails back and forth from a committee, a treasurer of a committee, indicating an interest in making a donation to Dane Buy Local. And by the end of the Packer game, they had committed $50,500 as an anonymous donation to Dane Buy Local, with the intent of all of those funds going to support local businesses in the area. So as everyone knows, local businesses have really suffered during the pandemic. It's been very, very challenging for many categories of business. And so this group wanted to do what they could to support those local businesses. And how great is that for the area that we live in? You know, it's just very typical of this area. People really appreciate and support our local businesses. And here's another example of that taking place with this big donation for local businesses in the area.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, the people that can give back and give out a little more to help others right now, I think, are doing that. And the more we see that, the more we're all going to get through this together better. So that's outstanding. I know there were also a couple of other announcements, including a fund and something that you've been working on for a while here to get up and going. So tell people about that too, something for youth and high school students.
Yeah, exactly. About 10 or 12 years ago, we set up a scholarship fund in the name of Yvette Jones, who owns Design Craft Advertising over on Park Street. She had been the first board member to successfully complete 2 full terms on the board, 6 years, as representing Dane Buy Local. So we wanted to do something special for her. We set up a scholarship in her name that's set up through Madison Community Foundation. And the organization for Dane Buy Local, a lot of people may not realize we actually have 2 separate nonprofits. One's of the association that everyone knows, and then we have a foundation. Well, the foundation side of things committed $5,800 to go towards the scholarship fund, and the association committed $1,500. So we're putting $7,300 total into the scholarship fund, which is great in itself. But the better news is that we are now fully funded, which means next year we can start giving out scholarships to high school students that are going into a marketing or advertising career moving forward. So that was great too, that we were able to take care of that and get that up and running on behalf of Yvette Jones.
I know that's something you and I have talked about before is connecting more with younger people because they're going to be consumers soon. And right now, what are they seeing in terms of their opportunities and options for shopping, for buying, for purchasing? Are they getting exposed to local businesses enough? And so that is really, I think, an important thing moving forward in the future for all local businesses and organizations like DBL.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, that's something, as you know, Jason, it's something that we've worked into the strategic plan for Dane Buy Local, is to reach out to particularly high school students as they're just starting to develop their purchasing habits. So it's real easy to jump on the computer and buy from Amazon. And we're not bashing Amazon at all, but there are other alternatives out there. And that's what we want to make everyone aware of, that they can do that. And what better time to set those habits than when you're just finishing high school and starting a career and spending money, right? So, yeah.
Exactly. I think, some of the benefits certainly apply for young shoppers too. And it's also just that mindset. I think it makes, the other thing I think it does really is help connect those students to their community as they're kind of coming out into the world in a bit. Maybe they're advancing and going on to university. Maybe they're going into the workforce. Maybe they're thinking about starting their own business, but it connects them to that community and local businesses. And some of them want to be entrepreneurs too.
Which is so important. There are students down in campus that all they do is just stay within the campus area, and they don't realize that Madison has all these other things to offer. So yeah, you're right. If we can expose them to some of the other things that are around town and some of the great things that we have to offer, it's much more than just the downtown UW area for students to experience.
It can be a mutually beneficial experience as well, because a lot of times getting those eyes opened to organizations like Dane Buy Local and the local businesses, we can get input from them and have them involved in our organizations and groups too. And they bring great ideas and new ways we can do things that we might not even have thought of, because they're much younger than us and have some technical capabilities that maybe some of us don't have. So there's always that aspect too. So Colin, I love the fact that we're moving in this direction. Thank you for the great announcements today. Keep them coming. I know you're working on so much over there. And thanks for your time as always. That's Colin Murray, Executive Director of Dane Buy Local. Again, you can find out more about the organization at danebuylocal.com. Colin, have a great Saturday and the rest of your weekend, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. You too.
All right. We'll catch you on the other side of the break. You're listening to Devil Radio 92.7. Be back in a minute.
Hi, this is Brad from Zero Res. Do you know Zero Res also cleans air ducts? They've got honest, straightforward pricing and the same great service. Give us a call and in January, get a free permanent filter with every air duct cleaning. Call us at 608-848-9000 or zeroresmadison.com.
Hi, Aaron. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is Jimmy. Just making sure we can hear your sound, which we can.
That's a victory.
All right. Hang on. We're on in 4 minutes here. 3.5 minutes.
Radio show ever. History's patrons have supported the works of Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Monet, and now with your support, the Devil's Advocates. So please go to patreon.com and search the Devil's Advocates to pick your subscription. That's patreon.com and the Devil's Advocates, the greatest radio show ever.
Tune into Sharp Elbows. It's on at 10 a.m. Saturdays with me, Representative Francesca Hong, and my friend Nada Elmakashvi. Every Saturday morning.
Hey, Aaron, what was the other thing we talked about again that you're into?
Rotary Scoops.
Rotary Scoops. Okay, I just wanted to look that up quick. Thanks.
Yes, it's rotaryscoops.com.
Gotcha.
Some serious truth telling. Talk to y'all soon.
Sharp Elbows airs Saturdays 10 a.m. only on Devil Radio 92.7.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Tune in to Matt Flynn Direct. We'll be covering politics, all politics, from national to local, but from a Wisconsin perspective. This is open mic, no holds barred. You call in on any political subject. If you can say to a judge, the Attorney General of the United States instructed all the U.S. attorneys to investigate for fraud, which itself was wrong, anti-democratic. The U.S. attorneys don't go on a witch hunt.
Listen to Matt Flynn Direct every weekday from 6 to 8 a.m. only on Devil Radio.
Gotta cut you down.
Listen to what people are saying about Herbal Aspect.
I've tried like the CBD vape. I've smoked the straight flower CBD, and I've tried CBD gummies, and those all relax me. But they always left me wanting a little bit more, you know. But today I took one pot off my Delta 8 cartridge that I ordered from Herbal Aspect, and it gave me what I thought I was missing. That's for sure.
Check them out at herbalaspect.com.
Hey folks, Jimmy K here from Hotel K Pet Sitting and Dog Walking. Hotel K is your pet's new best friend, offering dog walks, cat care visits, and professional house sitting in the greater Madison area. Our pet sitters are experienced, dependable, and offer you peace of mind while you're away. Schedule now at freebellyrubs.com. freebellyrubs.com. Hotel K Pet Sitting and Dog Walking. freebellyrubs.com.
Oh, Devil Radio. Good thing I brought my horns.
Back here for more Let's Get Local as we turn past the half point of the hour. You're listening to Devil Radio 92.7 FM and 1580 AM. And, of course, streaming online. We've got a YouTube stream going, too. So all kinds of exciting stuff here as we bring Let's Get Local to another level, just to get the word out about our great local companies and businesses and people in our community who are doing great things. So some exciting news from Colin Murray just before. And now we're going to talk to Aaron Frank from Madison Top Company, who's also gotten himself into something else, which we'll talk about after we cover the business of the business. Aaron, how you doing this morning? Thanks for joining us.
All right, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
So first off, Aaron, let's talk about Madison Top, because I know it's something near and dear to your heart, a family-owned business. Tell people kind of the basics and the history of what Madison Top is.
Well, back in the early 70s, 1974 to be precise, we started with the Mad City t-shirt, which is our federal trademark, and we've been selling those, well, ever since then. And we've grown into a full-fledged promotional products manufacturer, marketing company who can decorate just about anything. The only thing we don't have yet is a tattoo chair, but you know, you never know.
I know you talked so much about the changes and adaptations here over the last year or so, different things you've tried to do and focus on with some of the things that have changed in business during the last 10, 11 months. So tell us, what are some of those changes? Because I think what you've done is really looked for ways to grow and opportunities, taking this case and try to make the best of it.
Well, yeah, with COVID, it gave me opportunity to reflect and see what we need to do. And we always would do larger orders, and we still will, and those are great and wonderful. But we kept thinking about people who are told that you have to do 12, you have to do 24, 48, whatever the minimums are, and kind of asked, well, why do we need that minimum? So because the people that want one or two or want to just test something with their business logo or their personal logo on it, they need to figure it out somehow. And so we bought some new equipment, and we were able to do minimums of one on not millions, but tons of items. And quite frankly, if most people can bring us just about anything and we can decorate it for them, we added laser engraving, direct to garment printing, UV printing. We have dye, so we can print anything with just about anything. And so that's what we've done. And we're focusing on what we can do as opposed to seeing things we can't do. We don't want to do that.
Talking with Aaron Frank of Madison Top Company. You can find out more about them at madisontop.com. Aaron, I know you have so many things. So we've got engraving, we've got printing on any pretty much surface or item, all kinds of promotional items. The UV piece you were telling me about just the other day. Now that's different, right? That's a little interesting. Can you explain that process a little bit to us?
Yeah, it's actually really kind of cool. That's kind of a neat one. You can print on almost anything just with that UV printing alone. And then it's got a thing called a kebab. So if you think of a hot dog roller in a convenience store, you put your item on there and it'll rotate through. So when it prints, it can print the entire, all the way around any circumference of an item. And then when it prints it actually prints and dries at the exact same time with the UV curing process. So when the product comes off the machine, it is decorated and it gives us full color capabilities, and it's kind of fun. We started making puzzles, so we can have a picture or a logo and make a puzzle for somebody because we can print it with our UV printer, and then we take it over to the laser engraver and we can cut out the puzzle with any amount of pieces you'd like us to do.
That's amazing. That's pretty wild to have a piece of equipment that allows you to do that. I know you talked about, changing some of those ideas about getting rid of those minimum orders, serving all customers. And I think that's so fantastic. But of course, Madison Top can handle big orders too. So, for organizations, for companies that have, a uniform that they need to order, things like that for their business, for their workers, those are great services you guys can provide too, right?
Correct. Yeah, we can handle 1 to 1 million for pieces like that, and we're glad to do it. And we'll be hopefully we'll give you the best value and the best service out there. So we can handle just about anything.
Really easy to work with you guys too, which I love. I think it's fantastic. The one other thing before we move on to kind of the something you have going here that's also relating to some sort of toppings, at least top is in the platform there, is that your business has been this kind of family business for quite a while. I know your sister worked with you, and now you've got another generation working there, and your parents kind of started it. So what does that mean to have kind of that many generations of family and that many family members all working together in the same type of company?
Oh, it's spectacular. It actually started in the basement of my grandparents' store with my uncle, my mom's brother. And so his kids and his wife and family were all in it. And then my parents and my sister. And yes, so now my daughter and her boyfriend work in the company. And my other daughter is a teacher, a kindergarten teacher at Winnequa Elementary. So I got to give a shout out to those teachers because they're having just as tough of a time as we are. Let me tell you, if not tougher. So the entire family's involved. My wife comes in and helps out too. My sister still, even though she doesn't work there, she's available. Mom and dad are available. It's tough working with family, but it's the best thing on earth. And your family's always there, and they've always got your back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, does it strain the family relationship or strengthen it, or is it both?
It strengthens the relationship. There's tough days, but it's a family, and your family, they're always there for you. Just kind of like Madison's a family to us too, and we know our community's there for us. We're all just one giant family.
That's amazing. So I did want to ask you, so where can you all work? Can you work for just people around the Madison area? You guys have customers all around the state, or does it even reach further than that?
We cover the nation. We'll specialize in anything, and we can help anybody. We do these online stores now. That's another thing from the pandemic that we can do. You saw on the inauguration, there was a Little John's has Morgan's Lemonade stand, and so we're helping them out with their store, and that those items have been shipping all throughout the nation. So we can ship nationally.
That's great. All right, Aaron, it's time to get the scoop on Rotary Scoops. What have you gotten yourself into here? Because it looks tasty, but it also looks cold.
It looks uncomfortable, but so I'm a member of the South Madison Rotary Club, and each year across from the Camp Randall by the fire station, there's a brat stand, and we use that brat stand as our fundraiser to help give money away and help the community out. Well, this year, as we all know, with COVID, there was no brat stand and no football games with people at them. So we haven't had a fundraiser. So they had a great idea of becoming Human Sundays. There's 8 members of the club who have volunteered to become a Human Sunday should they be chosen. And you're chosen, if you think back to school when you'd have the penny jars and the class that raised the most money would get the pizza party or the ice cream party. Well, in this case, the unfortunate soul who raises the most money becomes a Human Sunday. And so there are 8 members of our club at RotaryScoops.com that you can donate to have them become a Human Sunday. I prefer you donate to any of the other 7. I might happen to be one of the 8, but I prefer, again, any of the other 7. Go ahead and donate to them. I'd ask for the community's help in that so we can continue to do the good work that South Madison Rotary does.
Okay, you can find out a whole bunch at RotaryScoops.com, RotaryScoops.com. And there's a tab on the upper right that says current standings. Aaron, if you haven't looked at this, currently you're on pace to get everything dumped on you. So I don't know if that's what you're shooting for here, but it's looking like you might be the Human Sunday.
Hence why I'm on the radio right now asking anybody to donate to any of the other 7 people. Anybody else, please.
Did you get to select your toppings for this, or who chooses what gets put on you?
Well, you can even choose to, I believe they have on there where if you donate to Lexer, you can be the person putting the toppings on the individual. So no, I don't have a choice. It is, I believe it's going to be February 26th, which happens to be my wife's birthday. We have volunteered the parking lot at Madison Top. So it will happen outside at Madison Top so people can socially distance and watch any of the other 7 become a Human Sunday. Or should we raise $50,000, all 8 of us are willing to become a Human Sunday. So it's either let's get any of the other 7 or let's do all 8.
Man, that would be the way to go. Let's get everybody involved. Everybody put their name up for this. It's for a great cause, and they're just trying to, let them all experience the joy, right? And all the fun, because it looks fun. And there's a great picture from, it looks like when this has been done before. You get to wear goggles, at least eye protection, things like that. You guys are going to be safe about it. But man, there's like chocolate, there's other items on here. It's cold looking, and it kind of goes everywhere. So Aaron, what would you, if you are the Human Sunday, or if you're one of the people, of all of them, what would you suggest wearing clothing wise for that event?
I'm going for a poncho. I'm thinking poncho is going to be probably the wisest. We will have the face mask and the face shield on, so that should protect a little bit. But I have a strange feeling, when I get all that chocolate sauce in my hair, and since this is the radio, you guys can all imagine my full head of hair that's going to get the chocolate sauce in it. That'll be a joy to get out.
What a great thing. How did I think that's so great. How did you guys come up with that and decide to do that? Was that something you had done before or seen before?
We have great leadership this year. Our president, Terry Ingles, I believe, had some of these ideas and has done a great job with it. And so it's a team thing.
That's great. Aaron Frank of Madison Top Company and also of the South Madison Rotary. Man, Madison Scoops, RotaryScoops.com, if you want to find out more about that and see what could await Aaron here next month. Also regarding Madison Top Company, you can find out more about them. They are on Stewart Street, but MadisonTop.com. Aaron, thanks so much for your time. Take care.
Thank you.
We'll be back on the other side of the break here in just a moment. Jimmy's giving me all the cues and keep it rocking. One more thing to get to, and we'll hopefully talk with Patrick Schultz of Pegasus Games on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere.
Good.
Hey, I'm Chris.
And I'm Fancy Brian.
And we are your hosts for a new podcast called On the Bus with Chris and Brian, where we welcome you on board the tour bus with artists from all over the place, giving you a taste for what life is really like on tour.
I have so many stories to tell you guys. I just wish I remembered them all.
Fancy Brian, don't you ever run for office. Live vicariously through those who actually live these stories from the road.
Podcasts drop every other Tuesday on DevilRadio927.com.
No yelling on the bus!
Tune into Sharp Elbows. It's on at 10 a.m. Saturdays with me, Representative Francesca Hong, and my friend Nada Elmakashvi. Every Saturday morning, we want to have a conversation with you about what's going on in the world. Whether it's on the biggest issues, current events, or people who inspire us, let's discuss it all. It's kind of like brunch, but with politics, guests, and callers. No shortage of fun, but also be prepared for some serious truth-telling. Talk to y'all soon.
Sharp Elbows airs Saturdays 10 a.m. only on Devil Radio 92.7.
Saturday morning at 9 a.m., tune in for Ask the Builder and hear about projects that can be done to improve your space. Join me, Naomi Croft, and members of our team at Bachman Construction as we take calls from the community and share our family's 3 generations of experience.
Ask the Builder is Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Get ready to get local. Saturdays at 11 a.m., Dane by Local and 92.7 FM Devil Radio bring you Let's Get Local, a new program featuring area businesses and nonprofits that make our community unique and special. So tune in Saturdays and go local, Madison.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man. You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Taking on Ready Whitey Talk Radio on both sides of the dial from McFarland to Wanakee, Devil Radio 92.7 FM and WTTN 1580 AM.
Back here for the final segment on Let's Get Local, your Dane by Local radio program. Again, thanks so much to Devil Radio for the opportunity to bring this show to you every Saturday. Again, we're on 11 to noon here on Saturday Live, then replay at 11 to noon tomorrow, and then you can catch the podcast, at devilradio927.com. So really great opportunity for us, of course, to do this show, get word out, highlight our local businesses, tell you about some of the great companies and organizations that are out there. We're going to have some exciting shows coming up too, including next week, where we plan to have a discussion and updates about the most recent PPP loans with representatives from the Bank of Sun Prairie. So if you're interested, if you have a business, if you are potentially applying for those again, and you want some pointers and want to talk through the process, that's part of what we're going to tackle here next week on the show. So that'll be good. I do want to mention Pegasus Games. I don't know if we're going to catch Patrick. I know he said he kind of had a busy morning and we tried to catch up with him. But if we don't get him, I just want to mention Pegasus Games, and we'll talk to him a little bit later. I know Pegasus Games sponsors Devil Radio as well, so we're thankful of that. But what a great gaming store and place. It's been around a long time. This is kind of Patrick and his friend co-own the business now. They bought it just a year or so ago and kind of took over, but have kept the tradition, kept the feel of it. They've worked their way through this pandemic beautifully in terms of still trying to provide games and services to people because, I mean, let's face it, when we've been stuck home, now it's wintertime too, on top of it, like we need some stuff to kind of keep ourselves entertained and going and all that sort of stuff and engage with people, and role-playing games and other types of games that Pegasus Games offers and promotes are great things and great ways for us to do that, to still feel that connection with people and have some fun and, pass some hours by when we're maybe stuck indoors with especially another bout of snow are heading our way. Jimmy, are you excited about that at all? Or
it's wintertime in Wisconsin. Okay. It makes no sense to complain about it. And it's my daily my exercise to get out there with the snowblower.
Forced exercise.
Exactly.
I mean, okay. We all need that this time of year a little bit, I think.
I mean, think about if you're in Madison here in Wisconsin, there's been 1 or 2 winters where there's been no snow, or it doesn't seem like winter. And then when spring and summer get here, you have like twice the amount of mosquitoes and stuff,
That's true. I'll tell you quick stories. I grew up in northeastern Wisconsin. I remember where I grew up, we had a lot more snow. I went to school my first year of college in UW Superior. And that year, 9 months I was there, we had record snowfall. It was 218 inches of snowfall that winter.
Well, that's right on Lake Superior, so
yes.
You probably get a lot of lake effect.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, that was a record for up there too. So think about that. Then I was living in Eau Claire for quite a time, and they get kind of that snow belt stuff that comes through in the Twin Cities area. A lot of times they get hit with snows that we don't get here in the South. And I've been in the Madison area about 11 years, and just the much less snow down here. So, I mean, I can't really complain either. I mean, I'm used to a heck of a lot more snow removal than what we get down here. So we're not going to worry about too much, but and the kids love it. Hey, they're going to get us some fresh powder out there. People like to do outdoor stuff right now. Fresh powder, there's nothing like it.
it just makes, when spring does come, it makes it so much better. When spring gets here, you're tired of the snow.
That's very true too. Anyway, Pegasus Games, what a great company. We'll get Patrick on, or somebody from over there shortly. If we can't get him today, we'll get him next week or one of the upcoming weeks. But again, you can find out a whole bunch more about them, pegasusgames.com. They're on Odana Road, and they have, been offering some services in person and gaming safely, social distance, masks, things like that. They have everything in place for you to still come to their outfit now and game safely if you want to participate. And then, of course, they can help hook you up with other games, sell you games, all kinds of good stuff over there at pegasusgames.com. So we thank them for sponsoring Devil Radio and also being a great gaming store right here in the Madison area. Okay, Jimmy, I said last week we needed 2 from you this week. So some local shout outs from you. Go.
Yes. My first one is the Lazy Oaf Lounge. They're a sponsor here on Double Radio, particularly a sponsor of Max Inc. Radio. Tom has a great place over there. He's having a rough go because of COVID, but he has carry out and delivery. And I love their fish fry at the Lazy Oaf Lounge. It's super good fish. And they have the traditional fish fry, but he has different variations, like a baked with like a tomato onion salsa on it. It's really good. So definitely recommend the Lazy Oaf. And I love Thai food, especially curry. And there's this little place on Fair Oaks Avenue. They only accept cash. I believe it's pronounced Sala, S-A-L-A, Sala Thai. And I've had curry, 2 or 3 different types of curry from this place, and it's fantastic.
Wow.
And I believe it's family owned. It doesn't get much more local than that. It's right on Fair Oaks, just south of Milwaukee Street.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I didn't know about that one. So
beautiful little place. It's just down the road from the Fair Oaks Diner.
Okay.
Which is also awesome,
Yeah. Wow. That's kind of the thing too. You don't kind of some of the best food are at some of those little places that you might not even really know about unless people help spread the word. So I'm glad we're doing it here. Thanks for those, Jimmy. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So last week I plugged Madison Mad City Sandwiches and really love what they do, of course, and still great stuff over there. This week I did not get any takeout. I was as good as you were last week, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But still, I do like to at least once a week try to pick up some food from someplace. And when I do, I try to make it a local place. So Palenque, which is in McFarland, is a really great Mexican restaurant as well. Right on 51 as you're coming through McFarland heading south. It's on what would be the east side of the road or the south lane side. And it's kind of tucked over there in a strip mall area, but man, they have, my family went there before, COVID. It was a great atmosphere in the restaurant, but they've still been providing great food this whole time. So if you haven't checked out another Mexican place and you're kind of in that southeast side over there, Palenque is definitely worth heading over to get food from.
That's in the shopping center, like kind of where the Piggly Wiggly is there in McFarland.
It's shopping center area, kind of just north of, the main intersection by Culver's and Quick Trip and all of that.
Gotcha.
And the bank is right on the corner there. So they're just a little bit north of that on that east side.
I love tacos. I love,
have you been to Migrants yet?
I have not.
Okay. Chef Oscar's waiting for you over there.
It's one of my places on the list. That's right at Todd Drive, the Beltline there, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I want to thank you for this because, my wife and I we're in this thing together where we're trying to save money, not go out to eat so much, but I had to go home and tell her I have homework. We got to eat out.
That's right. It's now a requirement to be the producer of this show. No, that's fantastic. I mean, we show a little local love, and I mean, we can treat ourselves once in a while to, food out and someone else cook for you. And that's totally fine. Again, another business. Hey, where I got some great gifts this holiday season was Little Luxuries downtown. And they have been top notch throughout the whole year, dealing with the pandemic, being creative, still providing great products and services. And Amy's so great over there, the owner, but I was able to find some incredible products at great prices and felt really comfortable picking them up and getting the products. I found my daughter a Buddha board. Do you know what a Buddha board is, Jimmy?
I have no idea.
Okay. So it's a big stress reliever. It's kind of an opportunity to step away. So basically it works with water, and you just dip the brush in water, and then you can just paint on this board because the water kind of activates the board to show up, and you just be creative, and then it kind of goes away quickly, and then you can just keep paint a brand new thing without all the mess of paint. It's just working with water, the Buddha board, and the brush that comes with it. And the one thing is they talk so much about how it can be so relaxing, anxiety, gets reduced, takes you away from electronic devices. And at the same time, it's not messy, which was one of my favorite parts. But also I like all the other parts too. My daughter's notorious for making messes. I haven't talked about her on this show, but she is a big mess maker and not very good mess cleaner. So this was a gift to her, but a gift to me as well.
As you described it, I have a picture of like a high-tech Etch-a-Sketch in a way.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it works similarly, except it's freehand and you can make any shape, any turn, any piece of art that you'd like to. It's really great. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I got my Buddha board for my daughter for Christmas from there. Little Luxuries. Great store downtown Madison. We're just about to close things out. Thanks so much again to all of our guests. And also remember those Dane by Local webinars on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. They're open to the public. Lots of other great stuff going on with Dane by Local, including Coffee Fest events coming up too. You can find out more about that at danebylocal.com. Again, thanks to Marie Ricard from Derma 180 Skin Renewal Center over on Gammon Place, derma180.com. Aaron from Madison Top, and of course, Rotary Scoops. Help Aaron get dumped on with all those delicious items and make him a human Sunday. And that will be fun too, coming up in February. You can find out more about that at rotaryscoops.com and madisontop.com. Stay local, buy local, be local. Take care. We'll catch you next week.